Welcome back, CAD users. Today we're going to go ahead and use Easy EDA to come up with a simple PCB that would make a keychain flashlight like you see here. So if you're looking at my screen, you'll see that if you took a coin style battery and attached it to a switch, and then coming over here, you'd have a resistor, and then it goes to an LED light and back. So very simple circuit. We're going to use this software to create this to give you a feel for how this software works to create designs and then send them out to be manufactured. So I'm going to close out of this. You should have already created an account in Easy EDA. The directions are in Teams for how to find the link. Once you come in here, we're going to go ahead and create a new project. So you can hit new project and call it Keychain Flashlight. I'm going to call it mine P2. Mine already exists, so it should just come up. And then I'm going to hit in the next key, open project. And on the left-hand side should be your tree that you have. So there's your keychain, board, schematic, and the PCB. We're going to start with the schematic. So if I double click that, I'm going to have a drawing style sheet in front of me where I can start adding in my simple components. To get to the components on the left-hand side, we're going to go to the common library. And we'll go ahead and start with this resistor. Let's see here. We want a resistor 1210. So I'm going to bring that in. So I just kind of click on it and it drags itself in. And then I can hit the escape tool. On the right hand side, you're going to see information about the device. I'm going to hit the three dots and get some more information. I can see what it looks like in the real world, search for different components. You can see this is a 10K resistor. We only want 340. So I'm going to type in 340 and see what comes up. And you can see here, this one right here is a 340 ohms. So I'm going to choose that. And it's going to say, okay, you started with this R1K 10,000 kilo ohm, and you want to just go to this 340. I'm going to unclick this keep current symbol. I want the new symbol. In this case, they're the same, but you'll see why we're going to do that in a minute. So I'm going to choose that. It's updated it. I can get out of this window, and there is my resistor. Let's keep going down the list. We also want to have an LED light, and we can pick different colors. You guys decide. I'm going to do red. And so that's my LED right here. I'm going to bring that in. There it is. Click somewhere on my screen. There's nothing I need to change. That's a pretty simple LED. And then we'll keep going down, and we're going to come to this power supply. And you can see it just gives us a couple options. So we'll keep that main one, but hit escape out of there. Let's change the power because we're going to go to a battery operated one. So we're going to use a CR 1220-2. So let's search for that. This is just kind of a coin operated battery holder. So we'll choose that. And you can see that just looks like this nice simple switch. So we're going to keep that design like this and replace that out. And get out of there. And there we have that. And then we have one more thing. We need to get a switch. So we'll keep going down here, and you can see here's some switches. Let's just click. We'll take this first one, and we'll bring that in. I'm going to hit the escape tool. Over on the side, I'm going to do the 3 clicks, and I'm going to look for, and I don't actually have the call out. So I'm going to scroll down to switches until I see the picture of the one I want. So I'm going to click on just switches, and you can see there's these button switches, which is essentially what I want. But if you look at the one I used this white button. So I'm going to choose that one. a nice simple switch, and I am going to replace this in my schematic. Go ahead and save your work. Hit the little save icon now that you have all of that in there. And let's just kind of drag these out. We're going to now wire these together to make our simple circuit. And we're probably going to move some stuff around to make this happen. So we have our switch. Oh, let me find my mouse up here on top. Let's move, oops, I don't want to do that. Let's move our resistor and our battery. So we're going to switch these around. And in reality too, we can probably right click on that. Let's flip this up. And I actually want to rotate it vertically too, so that the 1 is on the top and the 2 is on the bottom. And my LED light, I want my positive to be in my other direction, so I am going to flip that horizontally. So it's my positive's pointing the other way. And I'm going to rotate this up as well. Oops. Let me try that again. Right click, rotate up. So now that I kind of have everything lined up, I can come up to the top and click on my wire. I'm going to go to each node. So I'm going to go to 1, attaches to 1. And then I'm going to come over and go 2, down to my resistor. And then the other end of my resistor to my LED light. And then finally my LED light back to my battery. I'm going to hit escape. And now I should have a fully wired circuit. I can hit save again. And then I'm going to come up to design and say update this and convert it to a PCB. And it says, hey, do you want to add all these components to them? Yes, I do. Here they are. It's very small. So I'm going to go to my view and zoom in. I don't know if you'll have to do this, but I'm going to do it several times until... There we go. I'm going to just fit it into the window. And you can see now that they've got the basic wiring there in blue. If I wanted to, I could kind of move this battery around. Like, oops, I'm going to rotate this. Probably I should rotate it again. One more time. And I don't think it was like this in the original, but I'm just going to do that now to make it fit better. Okay, we need to add in our layering. So let me get out of this. If you look over on the right side now, you're going to see all these beautiful colors. We actually want to add in a boundary layer. So once I've clicked that, now I have this top. I'm going to create the outline as a rectangle for what my Keychain Flashlight PCB is going to be. So I'm going to just highlight around. And that's basically saying that this is going to be the board that we're putting all of this on. So let me escape to get out of that tool. And you can decide, like, we can move some stuff around, like, you know, the space that you use, you may want to make it more condensed. So we can move some stuff around. We can make our board smaller. Like, this is your playground of what you want it to be. So I'm going to kind of go with that. And then we need to do our wiring. So up here, we're going to do our routing on our board. So we're going to go from this node to this node. We're going around it. We're going to hit all these nodes that are in blue to make them. Now, once we've done all of that, we can actually we can clean up whatever we want. We can change stuff. If we come back to our schematic and we change out anything, we can confirm and update it. We can go back to the PCB board. This is kind of where you're at. Let's do a file save on this. There, and then the last thing I need you to do is hit the 3D view from the PCB board to show that this is indeed what it looks like. I would go in and clean up this LED light to get the wiring to be a little bit better on that route, but this is sufficient for you, so I'm going to pause the video here, and then you're going to save this file, send it to me, show me the picture of it, to get credit for today.